I welcome you, dear students, and I believe Allah is still protecting you. My name is Chikambi John Bosco, and I'm here to take you in human resource management. As we all know, human resource, or human as a resource, is something, or it's just a resource. Human is a resource that is very important in all organizations and in all sectors. As students of education management, we have to get the concept of human resource in order to learn ethics and ways of living with people at workplace and even in societies. Human as a resource is what makes organization to stand. Human is what make organizations to stand. So in this lesson, our main concern is to understand the basic concept of human resource management, i.e. HRM, to explain what human resource management is and how it relates to management process, to provide an overview of functions of human resource, describing how the major roles of human resource management are being transformed, as well as explaining the roles of human resource management in the present millennium or the present era. Giving you a brief background, we are saying here that human beings are social concepts, and they have lived for some time, and they have been working, or they have been in some workplaces, or they have been in work, and we always plan, develop and manage the relationships concisely and unconcisely, and then the relationships or the relations are the outcomes of our actions, and it depends to a great extent upon our ability to manage our actions. We can say from childhood, each and every individual acquire knowledge and experience on understanding others. This one we see it in ethics. We can find it in ethics. You can understand people. You can identify what is good and what is bad. Okay, so here we understand others and how to behave in each and every situation in life. Then we also carry forward learnings and understanding in carrying out management or managing relations at the workplaces. But the concept of human resource revolves around the matter of managing relations at workplaces. So when we are looking at this, or when we are looking at human resource, we mainly focus on managing relations at workplaces. If human is not there, then human resource management will not be there. As we shall see in our definition, the main aim of human resources is to deal with the people or the employees at workplaces. We shall see. Let's proceed. In our definition here, but before getting the definition, the clarification we have made here is that human resource, as if you look at it in general ways or generally, human resource or HRM is just a study of activities regarding people working in an organization. Activities regarding people working in an organization. And it is a managerial function. It's a managerial function, and it tries to match an organization's needs with the skills and abilities of the people working there, or the so-called employees. If we get clear definition here, we look at it as the management function concerned with the hiring, motivating, and maintaining people in an organization. We can say that HRM focuses on people in organization, and it is the designing management systems to ensure that human talent is used effectively and efficiently to accomplish the goals of an organization. So we can summarize this and say that the HRM, as the concept we are talking about now, includes the art of procuring, developing and maintaining competent workers or workforce to achieve the goals of an organization in an effective and efficient manner, or effective and efficient way. So when we deal with human resource management, okay, we look at all that process, including when the person applies for a job, how do you handle him until he or she is hired to work with a specific organization. So look at all those concepts, and the role of human resource management is to ensure that human as a resource is handled in an effective and efficient way in order to achieve the objectives of the organization. Let's look at the nature of human resource. Here we can say that HRM is a management function that helps managers to recruit, to select, train, and develop members for an organization. And it is concerned with people's dimensions in the organization. And this includes application of management functions and principles, then decisions relating to employee that must be integrated together with the organization benefits. As in our definition, we say the decisions on different aspects of employee must be constant. They must be consistent with other human resource decisions. Remember, you may need to replace an employee in an organization, or you may need to hire new employees, or you may need to create a job in an organization and then you hire employees. So the needs must match with the organization intent. Then decision made influence the effectiveness of an organization. If they are poorly made, then the organization will be affected indirectly. Then, in a negative way, if the decisions are made in an improper way, then it will affect the organization negatively. Then we can understand that the HRM functions are not confined to business establishments, but they also applicable on non-business issues such as education, healthcare, recreation centers or recreation sectors, and others. That's why in our introduction I said HRM is not applied in only business, like maybe product related businesses, but also service related businesses. We can understand that the scope of human resources is indeed vast, and all major activities in the working place or working life of the worker from the time he or she enters the organization until he or she leaves the organization can also be seen under human resource. This one I have already explained it, and the activities that may also be met or that will be met during the process. They include planning, job analysis, job designing, employee hiring, the remuneration programs, or this, looking at the salary or how you compensate the employee, then maintenance, industrial relations, and then the prospects of the organization or of the HRM. So when you look at this, there are very many activities that HRM as a department in an organization plays, and with poor HRM in an organization, poor employees will be selected, poor organization management will also be there, because you will hire a poor manager, you will hire a very poor, a poor organized team, and then at the end the organization may not achieve what it intends. The scope of the human resource also extends to all decisions and strategies, together with the factors, principles, operations, practices, functions, activities, and methods related to the management of people as employees in an organization. And all dimensions are related to people in their employment relations, and all dynamics that flow from it are also connected to human resource. Let's look at this concept framework. The conceptual framework here, the one we have, it indicates a number of activities that are involved in human resource management or HRM. These ones are detailed down here. The first one, we looked at human resource planning. There is designing of the organization and the job, or the job designing. Then selection and staffing, training and development, organizational development, compensation and benefits, employee assistance, union or labor relations, as well as personal research and information systems. These ones, we tried to explain them in details. When we talk about human resource planning, here the objective of HRM or HR planning is to ensure that the organization has the right type of persons at the right time and in the right place. Then with designing, here we are saying this is the task of laying down organizational structure. You make the structure, then you look at the authority, you look at the relationships and the responsibilities, and here it means that you will define the work contents for each position in the organization, whereby when you hire an employee, he or she is well versed with what is going to offer to the organization. Then another one is selecting and staffing, and here we are saying, here we look at effectiveness of recruiting and selecting the staff. You look at the selection of the staff, you look at the recruitment of staff, and you match their skills with what they are going to do, or what with the expectations of the organization. Then with the training and development, you look at training needs of the individuals to meet the knowledge and skills. This one, the training is not given to only those who are amateur or who are bachelors, but it is also given to those who are experts in order to improve on their skills and their knowledge to perform better in an organization, and as well to make the organization achieve the objectives. Then organizational development, this one is concerned with synergetic effect. When we say synergetic or synergetic effect, which is generated in an organization, for For example, we look at the healthy interpersonal and intergroup relations. When we say organization development, you look at how groups interoperate, how I think this one we even mainly focus on how the organization will interrelate with other institutions like the health, like the other organizations that provides other services to the employees. Others, we have compensation and benefits, whereby we look at the remuneration programs, we look at the wages and salaries of the organization employees and the administrators. Then with the employee assistance, we look at where each employee is a unique character. We look at personality, we look at the expectations and temptations. Temperaments. And here we are saying some are personal, some are official in their case, and this means that the employee will remain worried if this kind of information is not out, this kind of assistance is not given. So we are saying here such worries must be removed to make him or her more productive and happy. So this can be done by assisting them or helping them in one way or the other, not like becoming very rude when an employee comes to you and requests for any assistance. We have also union or labor relations, whereby we look at healthy industrial and labor relations are very important for enhancing peace and productivity in an organization. And it is concerned with the HRM. Then down here we also have personal research and information systems, whereby knowledge and behavior science and industrial psychology throws better insights into the workers' expectations, aspirations, and behavior. When we look at research and information systems, workers will always be in position to acquire or to get access to information or updated information, though they will be in position to move with the current generations by ensuring that technology works for them, or by ensuring that the knowledge acquired from what they have researched is also connected with what they are doing in the organization. We can understand that advancement of technology, of product and production methods also creates the working environment to become more and more favorable to these workers within the organization. Let's look at the objectives of HRM. Here we can understand that the primary objective of HRM is to ensure that there is availability of competent and willing workforce to an organization. When I say willing workforce, it's like there is a ready to work individuals within the organization. Okay, so these ones are tested and identified after the submission of your CVs, your application letters. They will identify those competent individuals, and they will make them do they will make them to carry out the activities that they are competent with. The objectives of HRM may include the following, but not limited to these ones only. That's why I always emphasize that you have to carry out more research. One of them is the human capital. Here we are saying assisting the organization in obtaining the right number and types of employees to fulfill its strategic and operational goals. Then there is also developing organizational climate, whereby we look at helping to create a climate in which employees are encouraged to develop and utilize their skills. Then there is also helping to maintain performance standards and increase productivity through effective job designs. Then there is also helping to establish and maintain a harmonious employer or employee relations. When we say employer-employee, it's like the boss can meet the employee and then they talk like persons, not like looking at one as of a highest level and the one as of a lowest level. So the relationship between the employee and the employer will be there if the human resource is effectively implemented in the organization. Then helping to create and maintain a safer and a healthier work environment. So these are all objectives. Others, we have developing programs to meet the economic, psychological, and social needs of the employees. Then there is also ensuring that the organization is in compliance with the provincial and territorial and federal laws. You look at the laws governing the specific country, so the organization will be in position to follow them. Then there is also provision of organizational well-trained and motivated employees. Then there will be also there is increase there will be also increase in the employee satisfaction, because this one is one of the objectives of human resource. So if it's there, then the employee satisfaction will be increased. Then it is also said to develop and maintain the quality of work life, as well as to communicate HRM policies to all employees. Then also to communicate or to help maintain ethical policies and behavior within the organization. So these are some of the specific objectives of HRM. But there are also other objectives, as we are going to see them, because here we have just grouped them into four. We have grouped them into four sections, i.e. personal, functional, organizational, and societal, as explained. With the societal, we seek to ensure that the organization becomes socially responsible to the needs and challenges of the society, while minimizing the negative impact of such demands upon the organization. And then the failure of the organization to use their resources for the society's benefit in an ethical way may lead to restrictions. I think this one is very clear, whereby organization must follow the ethics or the ethical standards of a particular society. And if it does not follow them, or if it does not work to impact positively the society, then it will be restricted not to operate in that specific area. So that can be a role of human resource management. Secondly, organization objectives. We look at it as this kind of objective recognizes the role of human resource in bringing about organization effectiveness. It ensures that HRM is not a standalone department, but rather to assist the organization with its primary objectives. And then the department exists to serve the rest of the organization, because it is the one which is concerned with the human as a resource. So if the human as a resource is not well managed, then the organization will not exist. Then with the functional objectives, we look at maintaining the department's contribution at a level appropriate to the organization's needs. And we can say that human resources are to be adjusted to suit or to meet with the organization's demands, and the department value should not become too expensive at the cost of the organization it serves. Because if it is too costly or if it is too expensive, then the organization may not function and may not be in existence. Then with the personal objectives, it aims at assisting employees in achieving their personal goals, at least as far as these goals enhance the individual's contribution to the organization. So the department will ensure that all employees within the organization, they acquire what they have to get from the organization, but that must not be contradicting with the organizational preparations. That's why here we are saying that with the personal objectives of the employees must be met if they are to be maintained and retained and motivated. Otherwise, employee performance and satisfaction may decline, giving rise of employee turnover. I think this one it is clearly mentioned down here that when the employees are not motivated, when employees are not well preserved, then we'll find that the organization may not function well the way it intends. In this table, we have categorized the HRM objectives and the supporting functions, as you can see in the list. When you look at society objectives, we have the legal compliances, we have the benefits, we have the union management relations. Then with organization objectives, we have the human resource planning, employee relations, selection, training and development, appraisal, placement, assessment. Then functional objectives, we have the appraisal, placement, assessment. Then with the personal objectives, we have training and development, appraisal, placement, compensation and assessment. Now, these ones, supporting functions, we have already looked at them up here as you saw them in the list. There is a list where I gave you this list here. We have this list. It has been summarized in the table down here in 4 categories. That is societal, organizational, functional, and then personal. In conclusion, human resource as a department must be looked at as a kind of a department that upholds the organization in achieving its objectives. So it must be given greater attention, especially when it comes to recruitment and selection of employees, because any kind of mess that can be done within the department can lead to the collapse of the organization. I think let's just end here for today's lecture. In the coming lecture, we shall start from the functions of human resource, and I think we shall proceed up to the end of the semester. My name is John Bosco, and I wish you well in all. Let's meet next time for lecture 2.